going live. We're live. Prepare for that Brandon Bonanza theme song.
Bonanza, we're hanging out. It's the Brandon Bonanza Show. Bonanza, we're hanging out on the Brandon Bonanza Show. Hanging out on the Brandon Bonanza Show.
Yeah, that is a great Quentin Farrell. Thank you so much, sir, for that amazing theme song that he made for me. Check his link out in the description. What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday night or early Sunday morning. Happy Sunday morning, everyone. I want to do this impromptu live stream. It's probably going to be a shorter one. It's not going to be one of my classic hour and a half. I mean, that's what I always say, but that's not the plan. If it happens, it happens, but don't expect it. So how's everyone doing? I'm great. I'm here to say that I have a couple important messages before we get to them. However, I'm going to talk a little bit, see if we can get somebody in the chat. It is Saturday night. See if anyone's hanging out or awake. It is 2:12 here in lovely, sunny Connecticut. It's a great summer. A lot of good things happening. I'm excited for the future. A lot more things to come from Brandon Bonanza. That's kind of what this is. I'm not going to talk about the inner workings. Just stay tuned. All right, everyone, stay tuned and stay tuned for the important messages. But I will pull a card. No quote for today, though. Like I said, the plan it's going to be a shorter one. A shorter one. Yes, it will be. And I will pull a card and talk a little bit, though, see if people get in here. And then I'm going to share my important messages. Well, you guys can judge if they're important. And I put question marks in the title. Who knows if they're important, right? Because maybe it won't come through. Robo Honky. Yes. He's calling it the Three of Cups. What's up, Robo Honky? Long time no see. How you been? See, it was worth it for me to go live. And just because of, and again, I also have lined up for you guys just in case. I have an interview I did. It's up on my channel. Check it out. I did it. It's a really good show. I did it with my friend Charlie Siegel. He's an author, and perhaps I might play a clip from it if I need to run out of the room, or you know how it is on the show. The cat's getting unruly. I gotta go pee or something. Anyway, guys, check out morelawsmoreproblems.com. It's my website. Before we get started, I'm just gonna plug it really quick. morelawsmoreproblems.com. Several ways to support me. If you guys want a reading, I've been around just quiet. Yo, I fucking hear you, bro. I've been quiet except for the show, but yeah, I hear you. It's been a crazy time, and thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. I feel it. I know you've been around, Robo Honky. It's crazy you said Three of Cups. This isn't the Three of Cups, but the Three of Cups did come through in a reading earlier I did with the Druid Craft Tarot. My lovely wife has that. I have it. She has it also. So I had her version. I just grabbed it and I pulled a few cards and I saw that one. But this one is the Chariot. So let's talk about that. The Chariot. Look at, I dropped one. I'll be right back. Maybe it wanted to be seen. What was it? Three of Cups. So the 10 of Cups. Well, all right. Well, we got some cups. This is one that fell. What another beautiful card. So we have the Chariot is the card. It's a great card. 7. The Chariot, it's all about movement. 7 it's chaotic. It's like me, right? It's chaotic. You never know when I'm going to go live. That's why I got to hit that bell, guys. Brandon Bonanza, subscribe, hit the bell, like the videos if you like them. Be a part of the great pyramid scheme. That's all you got to do. Hit the bell. You never know when I'm going to go live. So the Chariot's all about movement, chaos, but it's also perfection. 7's a great number. You got the 3 and the 4. It's about working toward that perfection. And then the 8, of course, we all know is like infinity and all that fun stuff. So let's see what the book has to say really quickly. The Chariot. In this image, the heroine Heroine from the eponymous story Lygia has risen from the dead. She falls ill and dies. Ahead of her death, her husband promises never to remarry. But after her death, he travels to a remote part of England and marries Lady Rowana Trevanion of Tremaine. We're gonna get all the anyway, you guys understand that. Lady Rowana too falls ill and she's dying. The narrator sees visions of Lygia. Lygia's spirit uses its ill powers to take over Lady Rowana's physical body in order to live again. Wow, as much as this is a story of willpower and the determination of Lygia to rise from the dead, it's also about opposition. She is described as an odd-looking, emaciated woman with raven black hair, whereas Lady Rowan is fair-haired and blue-eyed. The chariot is about okay, Poe tarot deck. All right, here we go. The chariot is about working with forceful oppositions. You might be a new moon with work obligations. A new moon. You might be a new mom with work obligations. Finding a balance between these very different lifestyles requires strategy and willpower. Yeah, the word wasn't moon, it was mom. Okay. Lygia used all her will to enter the dying body. All right. So we get it. This like it's about possessions, but seriously, the chariot is a positive omen. But you'll need to use every ounce of inner strength to achieve your goal. Any challenge should be met with a headstrong determination. Your objective is within reach. Success is guaranteed if you apply yourself with mental or physical strength and force of will. What's up, Nigel? Yeah. The lovers helped you learn. So that's the last card, right? Number 6 in the major arcana. Arcana. I don't know if you guys seen Master P's tarot deck. He has a major arcana, and he's got a major arcana, and both of them will make you say, All right, it's a little joke for Nigel. He gets in that area. The lovers helped you learn who you were at your core, what your value and what you want, what you value and what you want, which is good. As now you may meet a few obstacles. See, it's the chaos, the obstacles. And speaking of obstacles, I wanted to clear some much better. Challenges might come in the form of breakdowns or stubborn people attempting to thwart you. Don't let others deter you with negative thoughts or distract you with well-meaning but more realistic options. Realistic, right? The material. What is this we talk about all the time? If this is how the energy manifests, be resourceful, review your options. That's right. It's all energy. If someone's giving you attention, if somebody is giving you their attention, which I feel is the most powerful currency in this realm, if they're giving it to you, even if it's in the form of yelling at you, you could take that energy. Could it be and use it? Review your options, stay focused, be confident, and give your all in order to achieve your dreams. Great advice, Edgar Allan Poe deck. I like this deck. I'm telling you. Travel could be indicated. You may simply be planning a summer getaway or purchasing a plane ticket to your dream destination. Could it be Robo or Nigel? Where are you guys going? Tenacity, willpower, determination, strength, triumph, discipline, commitment, duality, control, action, travel. Progress is the upright meaning, and the reversed is meandering. Confusion, obstacles, scattered energy, negative thinking. Negative thinking. Let's read some of these. What's Nigel have to say? Best internet handle. Oh yeah, RoboHonky, best internet, totally. Kills it every time. Go for what you really want. Too many of us live in lukewarm hells and calling it living. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing here, like I'm going for what I want. It's like the whole self-work thing that I talk about. It's ugly, but I feel like it's key. I mean, it can be ugly. It's a beautiful thing to get to love yourself, but it could look ugly and it could feel ugly at times, is what I mean to say. And I like to be clear now when I talk. I like to enunciate and communicate clearly when I'm live on the internet and live in person. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to these important messages, shall we? I have this wonderful tobacco. Go to leafonly.com, everybody. Leaf Only. They're located here in lovely, I'm going to show you guys, like lovely Middletown, Connecticut. Look at that. I cut it up. I get a fresh leaf. I'll show you guys next time. I'll grab a leaf and got a little cutter, organic, totally allegedly organic. Who knows? I don't watch them grow it. And cut the leaves up. Really good stuff. I'm not sponsored by them at all. But if you tell them that you heard about it on a podcast by the tall guy, comes in all the time, the legend Brandon, they'll know who he is. They'll know. Listen, they know. Just be like, dude, I'm getting this tobacco because he told me on his show you should give him free tobacco. And that's a way that you could, donate to the show. In a way you can contribute by getting yourself some amazing tobacco. They have all kinds of stuff, blunt wraps. I mean, cigar wrap. I don't know all about tobacco, but anyway, leafonly.com. So important messages. I felt, because I didn't really get to go live this week, it's hectic, guys. It's crazy out there on these hip hop streets for a player. It's nuts out there, right? These things, times are moving fast. It's the chariot. Things are in full gear. It's great though. I'm not out here saying this because I'm a victim or I feel like disheveled in any way. I'm having a great time. I'm just going with the flowing. Thanks, guys. It's a version of my slave name. Anyway, so that's just some chat. No, it's going great for me. But again, it's the ups and the downs. It's the self-work, right? Here, let me use instead of using my tobacco, let me use my lovely lapis here, right? This lovely piece of lapis. You think self-work when you get into it's like, oh, I'm meditating and I'm going to be enlightened and I'm going to be like, moving stuff on my mind and being like Yoda and Luke Skywalker. And then what self-work really looks like is, oh, I'm meditating, man, isn't this great? And then, oh no, bang. And then, whoa, what happened? And oh man. And then, woo, man, I could see I'm everything. Everything's all one. Oh man, I can't even move. I haven't done my dishes in like 2 days. Not me. I stand. I like dishes. The only thing that keeps me from doing that will slow me down is that I'm a giant and I gotta kind of bend down. If not, I could be a dishwashing machine all day. If whatever. It's so zen, but anyway, you guys get what I'm trying to say, and that's what self-work looks like. And the reason why I'm doing this impromptu live stream is to share my enthusiasm for this, because I realize that this is me a time where there's a lot of negative energy, and there's nothing wrong with the negative energy. Don't judge yourself. If you're feeling negative, feel it, man. Get in that stage. Get in that. You guys know the stage, that blackening stage. You got to go through that stage where it's like blackening. It's blackety black. Can I say this on YouTube? I saw the mule with Clint Eastwood. Oh my god, it was great. So that's like what I want to do. I don't want to run drugs. Well, YouTube. But I like just the way he interacts with everybody, no matter who they are. It's great. He's like, "See you later, Dykes." Oh, it was so funny. Anyway, I feel like I want to bring this infectious. We're gonna try that again. I in a way talk into a microphone for a living, and so it's kind of funny when I mess up, but it's hilariously funny. Anyway, I have this infectious. It's like you should wear a mask if you don't want it, because yeah, you just see me smile and the viewpoint I have on the world, and it's like this song from Suicidal Tendencies, "You Can't Bring Me Down." Like I heard that and I'm like, yeah, it's so true. Why should I let anyone bring me down? Right? Thank you. I heal people with my mood. Thank you, Nigel. Nigel, you. I haven't even drank anything tonight. I just can't talk. We're really. Anyway, you heal me with your comments, Nigel. Thank you. But yeah, that's how I feel like that song from Suicidal Tendencies. He's like, "You can't bring me down, can't bring me down, can't bring me down." And I thought about it, like, why should I ever let anyone else's mood bring me down? First of all, I'm 6'5", And you don't have to be 6'5" to adopt this. You could just catch the vibes. It's infectious. That's what I'm saying, right? This is the true infectious nature of this real realm, which is your vibration and your what's the word? What's the word? In your example that you're living, because you could try to tell people all day like to wake up. You're like, wake up, wake up, wake up, come on, wake up. There's fluoride in the water. Nah, 7-Eleven was wake up, the moon. It's made of cheese. Wake up. But no, why don't you just have infectious cool vibes or whatever your thing is? Because listen, everyone's not, I get it. It's not your thing to be a comedian or whatever on YouTube, but there's other ways in your life you could just interact with people. And what you do is you just kind of you treat them like they want to be treated, right? This might be part of the important message. You treat them like they want to be treated, or I mean, sorry, you treat them like you might want to be treated, or you don't treat them like you don't want to be treated, and you kind of put people first a little bit, and then you take your preferences and you kind of put them in the back seat a little bit. And this is just your way to do it, like, right? Or this is just a way you got to figure it out. Listen, I can't tell you, I'm not here. Far be it from me to even assume to try to tell you, just like the elves say, the elves, Lord of the Rings, Tolkien, God bless them. They're like, we don't give advice anymore. Listen, Frodo, we learned, and I learned because I read the Silmarillion or listened to it a couple times, and they know not to give advice. It's like, geez, and Nigel says exactly who's in charge of your inner state. We are self-determined or other determined. Are we self-determined or other determined by others and circumstances? Way easier to think about that. Be way easier to think about that. Be about. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's so true. And like the elves say, we don't give advice. That's where I was going with this. He's like, but this show is more just about catching the infectious grooves, checking out my example, going to more laws, more problems.com. No, you guys get it. Just chill, hang with the vibe and get the message. But seriously, the important message is I'm here to tell you guys that the war is over, man. We won. We won the war. And I'm not talking about any wars, like a physical war here in this realm. Talking about the spiritual realm, if you will, the battle from the Bhagavad Gita, the battle of Kurukshetra, right? This battle, the inner battle, we already won it. You already won. You're listening to my show. That means that you're this far in, so you didn't turn it off and get bored, that you're into self work, you're into positive vibes, you're into, you know, just chilling and vibing. And what does that mean? That means that if you're into self work, that you're already there because once you start it, self work is like this thing. Even if you give it up for a while, it like comes and creeps back. It's worse than crack. And I don't know from experience because for whatever reason, my path did not involve crack. So I don't know how amazing it is, but I hear it's good. But that's what I'm saying. It just keeps calling you back and calling you back. There's this inner thing, right? Once you get on this path, you start to meditate, or you hear this voice inside that calls to you, this voice that everybody, the same, the sages and the saints of old and all the holy men, they've all tried to hear this voice and hear this message, but they have not. But you have. It says this something like this in the Bible, right? This message that you hear, something calling, and then when you see things, the symbolism just speaks to you. You're on this path, whatever it is. And let me tell you, it looks ugly. It looks crazy. It looks so scary. But you already won. It's kind of like you won, but you don't realize you won. Somebody tricked you into believing that you are a victim, that you are their, in a way, you're their slave, that you should give them your energy, the energy of a winner. Why else would they want your energy if it wasn't amazing winning energy, right? Because if people that were like energy vampires, or whatever you want to call them, if they wanted energy from another, like, I don't even want it, because this just gets into judgments. What I'm saying is, if somebody's trying to vamp your energy, or somebody's using you, or if you're mad at somebody, like I was saying earlier, and your behavior is affected by this person because of your anger or whatever it is, this means that they're getting your energy in a way. They're sucking it like a vampire. Think of all these vampire movies like Dracula and all this stuff. It's just allegory. What if it was just allegory? What if, you have to invite the vampire in? He can't just attack you. It's not like Blade. Well, maybe in a way. Anyway, what if that's was the case and you could just turn it off all in your own? That's what we're talking about. But Brandon, how do we do it? You make it sound so easy. You make it sound like we could just flip a magical switch and turn it off. And what I'm telling you is it probably is that easy. I'm not even saying I could do it. But what I'm saying is the overall message is, if this is what you're feeling and you're stuck, just stop for a second and fucking do a victory lap, because you're already there. You already won. There is no such thing as time, right? They say that time is an illusion. Time and space are an illusion of this materialistic realm, and they're from a certain point of view, energy does not experience time. It experiences all at once, or blah blah blah, whatever. If that's true, all these smart people say that. If that's true, then that means if we say in the future you figure it out and you become enlightened or whatever, and you meditate, that means that you already are that, and you're on your way. It's like you're on a road trip. Okay, we're on a road trip to Florida, guys. We're not going to Disney. All right, we're just going to Florida for the craziness. We're going there for the chaos. Anyway, we're on our way to Florida. And when you're going to Florida, sometimes you have to drive through some places that aren't, you got to drive through like New Jersey. No offense. You guys get it. You got to drive through some places. And you're just like, why am I here? What am I doing with my life on the Jersey Turnpike at a rest stop named after a president that probably murdered a lot of people? Just kidding. What am I doing here? But you're on your way to Florida. You have to remember, you have to remind yourself you're on your way to Florida, but you already are in Florida in a way, right? You're already there because you're headed there. You packed everything. You got the cooler all set. You got your easy pass, Google Maps is killing it or whatever. I got to do bits about Google Maps. Anyway, that's not the important message. What I'm saying is the important message is you already won. You already are there. You already are it. You already are perfect. Some version of you achieved this greatness that you want to achieve. And I'm here to tell you, you already are great just the way you are. But, people are like, I got to be more. I got this. It's always got to be more. I got to be better. I'm not good enough. I'm here to tell you, what if you were good enough? Because I think if there is a version of you out there that you work hard enough toward, because you're already on the path to self-work. Am I right? Okay, so that's one. So then if you just keep on this path, and eventually you're going to get to where you want to go. So that means you're already there. I feel like I'm playing chess here and I just got checkmate. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. Heal people with your mood. Yes, that's how it works exactly. Yes, everyone living is that one sperm, that one. Think about it. Yes. I lost my filter. I mean, I never had a filter. I meant my. But yeah, that's really true. And that's what I was going to say. It's gratitude. Gratitude is the attitude. I think that's the way through anyway. That was the way through for me. And again, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I don't give advice, but that's what helped me. If that's not what helps you, listen, if it's fucking crack, if it's crystals, let's go the sea. Let's go the seas. If it's crystal skulls, whatever it is, my dear listener, my dear fan, thank you, by the way, for tuning into my show. And I'm so grateful for everybody that watches it. But whatever it is that gets you there, do that method. That's the one quote. Let me see if I could find. We'll bring up that, since I didn't have a beginning quote, and I'm just kind of scatting here, giving you guys an important message, which is the most important message, which is you already won. Do a victory lap. Why are you so hard on yourself? I'm here to be mad at you for being hard on yourself. I'm going to use the anger. I'm going to use this repressed anger. And who knows where I acquired. I'm just this giant that nobody would ever want to listen to. Wow, poor me. Poor me. I'm gonna use this anger to tell you to fuck off. All right, you're perfect just the way you are, and quit just moping. Guys, I'm talking to myself. Listen, every conversation that anyone is ever having, could it be that they're just talking to themselves? This is a concept you guys have probably heard of, but seriously, so allow my projections and allow me talking to myself. You guys like cuts down at they're amazing. Cuts down on the blue. I don't know. I look cool. I look important and smart. What are you gonna do? Do I look smart yet, guys? So every person talking to themselves is just projecting onto other people what they think they see, right? So allow my projections onto you, my lovely audience, to raise your spirits and get out of that funk if you're in that funk. But not everyone's in a funk. Some people are doing great. A lot of people are doing great. I'm just here to talk to people because I don't know when you're going to get this or listen to it. You might get it sometime in the future. You might have listened to it in the past. I don't know how this works. What I'm here to say is time is not real. You already won. You're already there. You're already perfect. You already are your higher self. Right now, could it be you're just for some reason experiencing a part of your life that you wanted to experience again, which means that you probably signed up for it and you're like, I want to do this again. But in order to do it, I got to forget all of it because if I don't if it doesn't feel real, then I don't learn the lesson, like something like that. So that's what I'm here to tell you. That's the important message I'm here to tell you on a Saturday night, it's a Sunday, actually, early Sunday morning, the last day of August in the year of 2025. I watched Taxi Driver. No, I did watch Taxi Driver today for the first time, but I also watched, guys, I got my wife to finally watch with me Cowboy Bebop. Why do you think I'm in such a good mood? I had to share it with you guys. We watched a couple episodes. She's into it, She's like, you know what? Because it's hard because you tell somebody it's a cartoon and it's an anime kind of thing, but I'm like, listen, it's not. I'm like, just trust me. And she checked it out. And anyway, the reason I brought that up is because they were sitting at a restaurant somewhere in Cowboy Bebop, and it was in Tijuana. They go in space, but then they come back to Earth to go to Tijuana because they're bounty hunters. And they were at this restaurant, and it said established in 2025. I mean, I don't know, guys. That was like a sign for me too to get in. Like, Brandon, listen, we're gonna. I was watching They Live, and it was also they mentioned 2025. There's a lot. It's crazy. I don't know. You think that maybe it was something in the ether uh about 2025 because I really feel since at least maybe it's just me. I don't know, but I feel like at least since May 1st, it felt like it was like a build up till then, and then May 1st there was just energy, and it feels like though you can use it in a good way. It's like a wave came right, and you could surf the wave, or you could be crushed by that wave under the surf. We've all been there, probably those of us who live near water. If you don't, I'm sorry. It's cool though. We watched Jaws also, by the way. Update you a little on my life. We watched all 4 Jaws movies back to back. No, we didn't. We did watch some of them kind of a little back to back, and whatever. But I suggest the first 2. The third one, I don't know. I don't because it's 3D, so maybe they just used all the budget on the 3D because the parts with the shark, I was like, it would have been better if they had a toy shark and then stabbed it with a pencil, like they do on cartoons. Sometimes they show like real action anyway. But they did their best. I did my best. I do remember playing the video game a lot as a kid, so that came back too. So interesting, but it's good to watch the first one again. I think there's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of allegory for self-work and stuff in there. So whatever. Anyway, what's going on in the chat, everyone? Yes, that's the last race half of me ran. Exactly. So, you already won. I don't understand what anyone's complaining about. It's a Saturday, it's a Sunday morning, and we are killing it here on YouTube. I'm not sure how much longer I plan to be live. We've been live now for almost 30 minutes. and I think I got my important message out. You know, this I'm looking at YouTube, and for some reason they think that it's 32 minutes of an hour and 31:56. Do they know that I'm gonna go? Oh, maybe because my last stream went an hour and I don't know. Anyway, guys, so you don't need to know the behind the scenes stuff. You will only need to know the important messages. So that was the first one. And I probably have a second one in me. Let's just take a little bit of a pause. Remember, guys, morelawsmoreproblems.com. That's the website. If you'd like to support me, several ways to do it. The best way to support is to come here, click the bell, be a part of the pyramid scheme. And when I go live, and and if you'd like to donate, feel free. There's several ways to do it: Zelle, PayPal. You can mail me money, whatever you want to do. If I lift your spirits, you know. And if you have comment, let me know what you want to hear about. Let me know what you want to talk about. If there's something that's bothering you, if you have an issue, get in the live chat, leave me a comment. Allow me to make fun of it for you because I'm going to share a little bit of comedy I came up with the time because I think I figured out what the problem is. Sometimes in this country, there's a lot of politics. I don't get involved in the politics, but I will say I'll use my power. I will use my superpower, my psychological superpowers of breaking down things because I think I realized this miscommunication that's going on. There's a certain guy I like to refer to him as a Ronald Thump. I think you guys all know who I'm talking about. And he's a very polarizing figure. I mean, he is so. There's another figure that I could say his name. He's more polarizing, but I'm not going to say his name because you guys know what happens if I say his name. His name, if I say his name, he's super polarizing. His name is Jesus Christ, everyone. I'm here to talk to you. That's the second message. Have you guys heard the good news of Jesus Christ? I know I look like hang on. I look like I died for your sins. Did I? Anyway, that's not what the second message is. Did I lose my train? It'll come back to me. I was kind of just uh, you know, polarizing figures. Ronald Thump. Quitlet. So Ronald Thump, I figured out the miscommunication that's going on. And I want to speak to this because I think I could solve a lot of relationship issues that are out there because I feel like people are on one side of this issue or another. People either love Ronald Thump. Well, not everyone, some of us are like, whatever. He's a hilarious comedian, but really? And that's what I was saying. I'm like, yeah, he's whatever. But people are like, fuck Ronald Thump, right? They're like, fuck him. They want to fuck, and that's the thing. Both sides they don't get it. One side wants to fuck them, like one side wants to. When they say fuck them, they like want to make love. They want to be like, hey, Ronald Thump, I want to make sweet love to you because you remind me of my daddy. All right, I'm going too far. And then that I never had the daddy, and you're taking charge, and I want to make sweet love. And the other side like, fuck him, like he can fuck right off. But they don't, and that's the thing because they're like, fuck down. They're like, yeah, fuck Donald Trump. And I no, no, no. I mean, Ronald Thump. Damn it. I misspelled Clear. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah. So I don't know. Was that funny for you guys? I thought I had something there earlier, but anyway, don't despair, guy. I don't. The despair is not so near if you just look in the mirror. Roar. If you look at the hair, the despair is not so near. I think that's what I should do. I should just go places and be like, listen, you guys can look at my hair and you will be free from all your despair. I will stay near. Look at my hair, but put money in the hat. It's my new job. What do? I just stand on street corners and I free people from their despair because they look at my hair. I also have a new job. I'm a whisker. Yeah, not like a hair on a dog's face or a cat. I'm not. I'm like a guy who like stirs eggs. I'm like whisking, No, I was whisking. We made egg muffins. I say we, my lovely wife made it delicious. I can't let you too much in on the inner workings of my life, guys, but I do eat like a king. So I was a whisker tonight. Again, not like on a dog's face, not like a hair, not like a thick hair on a face of a cat or a mountain lion, but a person who gets a whisk. You guys ever hear that song? It's like whisking the night away, whisking, whisking the night away. Maybe that's why people like whiskey so much. Anyway, that's enough of my whisking puns, and I'm going to get to my second message because I think I stalled long enough. But sometimes you got to stall, and you got to throw in this like humor or whatever the hell it is, this good vibe, because you got to filter out the people who aren't ready for the second message. They needed to tune out and go away because this message is only for the hardcore Great Pyramid Scheme, tippity top of the Great Pyramid Scheme. Listen, if you guys want this message, you got to really hang out to the end of the show because I'm probably going to end it soon because my voice, you can hear it's already kind of crack-a-lacking. Like nobody knows I'm live. I went live last second. If you know what I mean, this can end at any moment. The cops could come, break down my door, and say, "What are you doing, dude? We're trying to." I don't know. That was silly. The second message, I get it. Listen, I'm really good at procrastinating and just kind of like talking around what I'm going to talk about until you guys finally nailed me. But the second message, that I'm here to tell you, and that's what I was talking about before 2025. Something about 2025 after May 1st. It's like a wave, right? Get a warrant. Yeah. Dude, my brother is a allegedly years ago. This is like in the 90s, guys. The cops came and he's like, he said that to him. Oh man. Anyway, I love my family. So it explains a lot, guys. I am a legend. There's a story about me. We're deep enough in the episode. We could talk about this. I was raised among wolves, and there's a thing happened where I was kind of, you know, I think I talked about it on another episodes, but anyway, I was almost born at a Peter Frampton concert. All right. Hours after my mom attended a concert, I was born. And then, I have this, we'll just say I have this lineage of like really smart people, apparently. But then I was in on my dad's side, my true father, whoever it may be, right? And then I was raised among people who were like, we'll say very street smart, and I had a lot of common sense. So I have this amazing mixture. Like I should have ended up at some, I should be like, hey, I have a serious opinion on like migration. I should. I don't think that would ever happen, guys. I don't. I think they probably would have just killed me. You ask too many questions, you're going to the orphanage, Brandon. Just kidding. Anyway, so that's not what happened, guys. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if I grew up with a different, but anyway, so I have this unique view, and for whatever reason, like I was saying earlier in the episode, you can't bring me down. So the second message, you really got to wait for. I'm teasing it so well. The second message is that this time we're in, this 2025, is such a magical time. And it's not a secret, guys. I'm not here like, oh, I channeled this great message and you've never heard it before. But what I'm here to tell you is you might have heard this message before, but I'm going to put it in such a unique way that you might have heard it before too. And a lot of people listen to the show get it, but people haven't. If you're, there's nobody else that can do it for you. This is the second message. You're the only person. You're your own savior. But you can also rely on other people. Isn't it crazy? You're your own savior. You're your own path. This is a magical experience we're having. Could it be where we get to test out things. We get to be angry and we get to like have our own way. And then if we want, we get to change our mind and feel bad about things we've done and change who we are as a person. We get to change our behavior and become a better person. Isn't that crazy? We get second chances here in this realm. As long as we're breathing, this is the message, if you will, of the Brandon Bonanza Show. The secret occulted message you only get at the end of the show. How long have we been going for? You only get 40 minutes in. It's actually pretty short. All right, I'm going to wrap it up, everybody. But I know I did a lot of teasing. For that last little message. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And I hope you guys got a little bit out of my vibe. Remember, morelawsmoreproblems.com is the website. I've been on that kick, that more laws, more problems kick now for 12 years, since 2013. The time, where does it go? Am I right? The time goes by so fast. And I'm looking for my video. There it is. Okay. Yeah. So more laws, more problems.com. If you guys want to, but leave some comments. Let me know if you want me to talk about anything. If you're having any specific struggles in your life, I could break it down a little bit, or make some comedy out of it if that's what you want. And if that's not what you want, then go somewhere else. I don't know what to tell you, because that's what I do here. My gift, if you will, my dharma is to take shit. Is to take the resistance of this realm, the resistance we're given by the grace of God in this realm, and to turn it into humor. I'm like a jester, right? And I just take things that are shit and I'm like, well, yeah, but what about this? And like, what about that? And gratitude, that's the attitude. That's the real secret, a message, but it's not a secret message. Everyone talks about it, but what does that really mean? Well, for me, I could tell you what it means. Something bad happens, people consider it bad. I try to just look for the positive in it, and it's hard to do. And it's like, oh yeah, it sounds woo-woo, but if you can think that we're here to learn lessons, and if you do believe in God and that there is a higher power, well, wouldn't it make sense that higher power would test us and give us resistance and kind of show us what we need in every moment? Wouldn't that be the one? Wouldn't that be the thing? Right? And if that was the thing, then we could kind of look at this resistance as a challenge. You don't have to laugh at it if that's not your thing, but you can look at it as, all right, challenge accepted. I'm going to deal with I don't want to manifest things. I'm going to deal with the issue at hand, and we're going to have a good time, or whatever. We're going to learn whatever lesson we need to learn. And hey, I have two hands. I have two eyeballs. I can see, I can talk, I can hear. This is 2 feet. I can walk. These are things that not everybody in this realm has. So that at baseline is something you can be grateful for. And if that's not the case, if you're missing one of those things, well, you have the others. I don't know what to tell you. If you're missing all that, at least you can hear the sound of my wonderful voice. Go to morelawsmoreproblems.com. Check it out, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Click the bell. You never know when I'm going to go live. Hit thumbs up. You can join the Great Pyramid Scheme right here. It doesn't cost you a penny. It just costs you $1 million. Send it to me now. All right, guys, I'm going to play the song and I'm going to get out of here. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Robo Honky. Thank you, Nigel, for hanging on the chat. And, we'll see you. Where's my theme song? We'll see you soon, guys. Take care.